Hey guys, it's Aaron here. Just sitting here with a box of Discovery. What's inside? Alright, let's check it out. So, I've been thinking about releasing a lot of free content from NLP and hypnosis. Over the next few days, weeks and months, I'm going to be going into a lot of detail into most of the segments that I went through to become a practitioner, then master practitioner, and then becoming a trainer of NLP and hypnosis. Just a brief background, I have been working with many clients from quit smoking, weight loss, alcohol addiction, whatever the problem is. If I believe I can assist in creating that change, then I work with them. Recently I did go up to Sydney to work with a great trainer called Carly Spooner. Fantastic course, fantastic teaching, and the students actually had some real breakthroughs, which is something most people they're not even aware that they're going to go through something like that. It can be a little bit of a difficult conversation or topic to try and actually show the person exactly what's going to happen. To break it down to a small sentence, if you have some things going on in your life where you want more and you're struggling to let go of some things, whether it be emotional or a certain belief, and it's not working, you're aware of it, but you don't know how to change it because you try to change it consciously, but it just never happens. You do one of these courses, you are going to release some things. You are going to go to some places that you've been putting off for a very long time because those particular thoughts hurt. And they do. But through this process, you're able to relive them in your mind in a different way to the point that you actually let go of stuff. Just stuff. So that way you can start living the life that you actually want to live. So over the next few days, weeks, months, I'm going to be giving as much of this away for free. And to some trainers or to some businesses, they'd be saying, well, that's silly, Aaron, because if you give it away for free, not many people are going to actually learn anything from it. Reason being that things that come for free, you generally don't hold on to much value. However, I know that there is a lot of people out there who love free value, and they will take it as much as they can and actually get results. Alright? So if you're one of those people, then enjoy that box opening up of Discovery. If this is just a bit of a taste for you to get some actual groundwork, so build a solid foundation to get you there, then this might be that stepping stone before you actually invest into a course like that. And should you follow or take on certain things that I'm talking about, and then you actually purchase a course, you're going to get even more value because you're going to be at a certain level of knowledge for it. So everything, when you get into the actual techniques, you're going to be able to take it on so much easier. Right? Now, first topic today, it's usually brought in the first day of training, and they recap on it and touch on more detail as questions come up. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because no one can actually ask me questions apart from leaving a comment or leaving me a private message. Now, the intention of this first topic is to actually show you that, you may be holding on to some certain beliefs or to certain emotion that holds a charge to it, where it could seem confronting, where you can be like, oh no, no, can't do that. What about this X, Y, and Z, right? Or you may actually find a small part inside of you that actually goes, you know what, that is actually the preferred thing I want, and then you have the X, Y, and Z reasons come through. If you're on that journey, then that's great, because that means you're searching for something that's going to change your perspective. Change your mind, change what you feel, change what you see. And when you change what you see, you change your mind's perspective and how you feel. Your results will be different. There is a lot to cover in in an actual course, you're actually submerged in a complete learning experience. It's got complete focus on you getting results, but also what you're learning. So the videos I'm going to keep quite short. Some videos might be a little bit long if I need to go into that detail. So the first thing I want to talk about is presuppositions of NLP. Now, a presupposition is something that you assume in your mind, could also be a belief, before you engage in an argument or take a course of action. Right? So I would recommend, if you want to get the best value out of these free videos, is to just give them a go. Take it on. You don't have to take it on forever. It's up to you. You will get the results you will get based on your mindset. Now, this can be useful for it can be useful for many things, whether it be relationships, personal or business, and even what's currently been going on over the last 12 months with all the, how do I put it, the segregation that's been going on, the ridicule that's been going on, people butting heads with certain beliefs, and we're all trying to do the best we can, first off, and we have that kind of nature in us where we want to help people. We want to help people wake up, whatever that means to the person who's using that phrase. So, presuppositions of NLP. The very first one is respect the other person's model of the world. Now, what that means is, first off, we have all got different walks of life. We've all learned different things. We've had lessons from pain points, from desires, likes, dislikes, everything, and it's all like rolled into like a snowball that's built us to who we are today. That's all the good behaviors, the negative behaviors, the good beliefs, the bad beliefs, and where this comes into it is when someone's actually, when you're engaged in a conversation and you're trying to put your point of view to them so they can see you, right? And they're also doing that as well. They're trying to show you their model of the world. And if you just straight out deny it or start calling them silly or stupid or they're a sheep, right? Separate note, you call someone a sheep, they're also calling you a sheep. We're all following someone. But rather than actually, coming into a conflict like that, like force against force, respecting the other person's model of the world is actually listening to them. Just listening to them. You don't have to believe them. No, there's plenty of stuff out there that I'm like, no, I won't believe that. Nope, doesn't sit right with me at all. Not believing it. That's fine. You're in charge and you're in control, right? So just listening to them can actually create a space where once you've got more of an understanding or a comprehension of their model of the world, that they're also going to be open to hearing your model of the world, right? So what that does is then gives you an opportunity to share some information with them that they may not already be aware of, right? Now, you see how that's different? Because if someone comes to you and starts insulting you or your beliefs or what you choose to do with your life, you're not just going to start listening to them. You're going to feel a little bit kind of, not heard, not accepted, not worthy, not felt. You're not just going to listen to them straight away and go, oh, silly me, I was wrong, and it's vice versa, right? So you already know this, you've already copped it, so you already know it doesn't work, okay? So I would invite you to just try respecting the other person's model of the world, and it could go simply as you just listening to them go, okay, that's interesting, and actually ask more questions to get more detail on their model of the world. Up to you whether you want to believe it or not, right? Once you do that, it's going to come back to you as well. Another one, people are not their behaviors. So accept the person and change the behavior. This one took me a little while to get a full grasp of because it's so inbuilt to us where we just assume that when someone reacts or responds a certain way that they're always going to do it. It could be that, I'm sick of those guys because they're only after the one thing, or I'm sick of those women because they're only after the one thing. It goes both sides. But what happens is once you put them in a box, your communication, your perception, everything that you do, all your actions actually support your model of the world, that's who they are, then it can also work on the negative side, where that person who's been boxed in gets all the feedback from people or one certain person, and they can play on their mind to the point that they actually live up to that boxed environment. Not always. Typically what can happen is you get more friction, more conflicts, to the point where there's a lot of arguments or unnecessary segregation, right? Or they just don't believe it and go, well, you're not suited for what I believe in, or you're not suited for myself, and they move on. And you just naturally drift apart. So it happens, right? So people are not their behaviors. Like someone who goes to the gym a lot, that's a behavior they do, but when they're in bed sleeping, they're not doing that behavior. So you can't possibly be a behavior. You can only do a behavior, which means if you allow that unboxed thinking, so being open to change, then you can actually see the person for who they are, and that they can see you for who you are, and not a label, not a box. That changes your mind, it changes your perception, it changes how you feel, it changes what you see. So yeah, that is just 2 points on presupposition. There is many more to go. Feel free to leave me some feedback. Feel free to give me a comment, give me a like, whatever it is. Ask me some questions. I'm here to help as much as I can. Considering I'm traveling around in a camper and doing this video from the bedroom side, down at some bay. I can't remember the bay. Chamberlain Lookout, something like that. Anyway, it's actually quite nice. Give you a look. So there it is. Yeah, I look for all the encouragement. I encourage myself as much as possible, and I encourage those who just want to be them, just want to do them, right? If you have a crazy, wacky idea, as long as it ain't hurting anyone physically, mentally, or financially, I say go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. It's 3 gigs.